Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AEW Dynamite, February 26, 2020. As you can tell, probably, I'm a bit stuffed up the nose, and I may be coughing because I have a bad tickle in my throat, plus also some congestion in my throat that's causing me to cough as I talk. So, we'll see how things go. This cold is fantastic. All you keep doing is getting sick every couple of months. And then it goes away, comes back. It's good stuff. Florida sucks, and so does my job that I go to. Anyway, to kick things off, this show was actually fantastic. Just to throw that out there to you guys. Good stuff. Good promotion for the pay-per-view coming up, and a good go-home show. Probably better than the whatchamacallit, pay-per-view for Full Gear. So, here's what we had going on. Pac versus Kenny Omega in a 30-minute Iron Man match, which was by far one of the best matches of Kenny Omega and Pac. Pac ended up losing this match in a very close ending, and they went to sudden death on top of it. So, I give this match a 5 out of 5 stars, hands down. It had me excited from beginning, and I was actually rooting for Pac. I think that this match should have been placed as after the pay-per-view, not just before the pay-per-view. I think they might have made a mistake here. I think Pac should have had a victory, but based on the fact that Kenny Omega's defending his title at the pay-per-view with Hangman Page, I think a victory is definitely in the cards here for him. So they made the right decision based on the placement of this match before the pay-per-view. So I have to give him credit on that. After the match, Orange Cassidy appeared out of nowhere while being interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Pac was actually interrupted by Orange Cassidy. This actually led later on in the show with them being told that they are going to do a one-on-one match, this being Orange Cassidy's first match ever in AEW. Excuse me, I am coughing my brains out, so if you don't mind, I apologize. So this, like I said, it led to a one-on-one match scheduled for the pay-per-view. We then get Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt, with Sammy Guevara taking the loss here. And the one picking up the victory actually was by Jungle Boy, and it was a snap hurricanrana straight into a pin for a 1-2-3. And this match was pretty solid as well. After the match, Darby Allin and Guevara actually went at it. But gets body dropped off or out the ring and down on Ortiz and Santana. Later on, Guevara actually gets even with Darby Allin on this. We get a fantastic promo video for Cody and MJF's feud leading up to the pay-per-view of Revolution. So this actual video really got me pumped up for this match. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope it turns out to be really good compared to how it's been hyped up. Best Friends facing the Butcher and the Blade. This match was average. Okay, Butcher and the Blade lose to the Best Friends. So, it was a solid, okay match. After the interview, it was given that Orange Cassidy's going to face Pac. And Orange Cassidy's got a funny gimmick. He's really not what you call a person who's really much of a talker, number one. And number two, he's kind of just a kind of a joke. He jokes around pretty much with his facial expressions and so forth, which I don't have a problem with. I think it's pretty solid and okay. It's kind of funny, but I like to see what he can do in the ring. I think he can provide a very good match, and I think that's what we're going to see at Revolution between those two. My feelings on Pac, though, losing to Cassidy, I'm not really sure if I would be accepting of that. I think Pac needs to get a win. Orange Cassidy's really more of a side gimmick. And something that can be used to help push the best friends and whatnot. So, yeah. Sorry I sound very out of it. Every time I talk, and the faster I talk, the more there's like an air stuck in my throat, and I start coughing my brains out, and I'm trying to avoid from doing that in front of you guys, because I'm trying to present a little bit of a decent review here instead of coughing my brains out, but unfortunately that's not the case. But I'll try my best for the remainder of this review. We had a fatal 4-way between Yuka Sakazaki, the Big Swole, versus Shida and Shana. Shida actually picks up the victory here and gets the 1-2-3, which I kind of figure eventually she will be the one who's challenging for the AEW Women's Championship. We then get a promo video of what happened earlier with Jim Ross during the day before the show started. Kenny Omega, the Hangman Page, and the Young Bucks talking about their tag team championship match. Now, I'm going to have to go on this and say this. I actually think that what they did here was a little stupid. And I'll explain what I mean by a little stupid. The rest of it was great. This one aspect I did not like. Kenny Omega went ahead and was saying that the Young Bucks are the best tag team in the world. And granted, they are one of the best. The problem is, you're a tag team champion with one of your best friends, and you're sitting there talking about not showing any confidence, really. He's more laid back. Didn't seem like he cared too much about this championship match. And personally, I think that was a little kind of ridiculous. He pointed out that their tag team championship reign was just right place, right time. I mean, you can't argue that. I have to agree with him on that. But based on the fact that they are a good tag team and they have good chemistry, with also their little conflicts that they have with each other in the middle of the ring during their matches, they somehow pull it out and win. Now, this whole situation kind of makes me feel like the audience is supposed to feel more sympathy towards Hangman Page than Kenny Omega, with a guy who's constantly complaining or wrestling the wrong way as a tag team partner. Because in certain situations, Hangman Page was a little selfish. So, when you hear all the comments that was made in this whole entire thing, makes you say to yourself, should I feel sorry for Kenny Omega being with Hangman Page, who seems like he's having an alcoholic problem and becoming an alcoholic based on the fact he had to have a drink at this? So it seems like there's a lot of twists and turns are kind of thrown at you to maybe feel a little sympathetic for Hangman Page and kind of make him feel more like the good guy in this situation, and Kenny Omega being the guy who just happens to be in a situation with a tag team partner where they're tag team champions. That's how I look at it. So tell me what you guys think about that comment I just made, my opinion on it. See if you agree. I love to hear about that. Young Bucks seem very confident. They're really interested in winning this championship match. They have the desire to win. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, completely different story. Hangman Page, I think, would appreciate it a little bit more if Kenny Omega seeming like he was, was saying like, we may have been lucky and got together as a tag team. We worked and got these tag team titles, but there is no way in hell we're just going to hand them over to you guys. And if that would have been something like that and you had Hangman Page feel upset still, then you could say that Kenny Omega is not really the bad person in this situation. It's more Hangman Page because he seems like he's being selfish and very unreasonable, not to mention being with an alcoholic problem. So that's just my look on the whole situation on that promo. Lance Archer was announced that he's going to be appearing next week after the pay-per-view to have an in-ring debut and is signing, I believe, an in-ring debut, but I know for a fact he's going to be signing a contract with AEW to make it official that he's part of the company. And then we had the weigh-in for the AEW World Championship match. Now, I will mention this. I did like the poster that was placed on the corner of the arena in the skyscraper, showing John Moxley and Chris Jericho in a poster to advertise this match. I thought it was very more like realistic sports. The weigh-in, not so hip to it. I understand where they were going with it. I appreciate what they were doing. It just seemed out of the ordinary for them to just do that. There's really no reason for these guys to even have to do a weigh-in. They both more than likely are at the weight they need to be. I don't think either one of them were going to drop weight and go under 205 pounds or something. So that was a no-brainer. But eventually that didn't even come into a weigh-in for Chris Jericho because you got headbutted in the face by John Moxley. So John Moxley doing that really turned everything into fucking chaos. John Moxley, by the way, weighed 234 pounds. And that was pretty much that. We saw everybody kind of getting involved in their matches. At the end of this brawl, you had Dustin Rhodes and you had Darby Allin. Darby Allin actually ate a shot to the head with his own skateboard by Sammy Guevara, breaking it in half. I hope that was a prop and not a real fucking skateboard. Fucking Dustin Rhodes got his ass kicked by Jack Hager. Jack Hager and him brawled in the convenience stand. And Dustin Rhodes got the back of his head smacked right into a Dippin' Dots stand. And Jim Ross was flipping out over Dippin' Dots being attacked by Dustin Rhodes because he was thrown into it. I don't know if that was supposed to be comedic or downright ridiculous, but either way, I thought it was kind of funny. So overall, and Chris Jericho hit a paradigm shift right on top of where the scale stand was and knocked him unconscious with blood dripping down his face, by the way. Jericho was bleeding after that headbutt. And he didn't look too good. But John Moxley didn't look good either. So, really a kind of fucked up situation, but both men kind of looked like they had somewhat of an upper hand in this situation, but I think Jericho looked more like he had the advantage going out of this go-home show. And I don't particularly think that this is going to change anything. I think John Moxley will win the AEW World Championship, and we will see a new World Heavyweight Champion at the end of this pay-per-view, hopefully. If not, I will be very, very disappointed. So, that's my overall opinion on this show. Very solid show, very entertaining. Great match to start out with the 30-minute Iron Man match between Kenny Omega and Pac. And a good way to end the show with the weigh-in and all that stuff. So, at this time, guys, hit the like button if you liked the video. I know this probably wasn't exactly exhilarating or exciting episode of my review on this show, but I do apologize. As you can tell, every time I'm talking, I start to cough. So, I do apologize about that. But hit the like button if you liked the video, just based on my overall emphasis on this show going into the pay-per-view. And hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below on anything that I reported on and gave my opinions on about any matches, promos, pushing the pay-per-view, and so forth. Let me know what you guys thought, and I'll get right back to you guys on that. And I thank you very much for watching. Have a great night, guys.